Welcome to another episode here with Queen City Reefs and more. What are we doing today? I figured, you know what? Let's address the elephant in the room and show that I have not given y'all an update in quite some time to the Mega Matrix 310 gallon tank that I have. Here I am putting, this is the one that was part of my Peninsula tank, if y'all remember, and I decided to buy an extra one because I feel that I need two for the 310 gallon, but we will be modifying the sump today to actually install this. I don't know how much I can show you because I do need both hands to actually work on the multi-tool saw that I have and then cut through the acrylic, but let me show y'all that right now. Let me give you a quick update of where this tank is at today. And as you can see, it does not look pretty. There is cyano everywhere, everywhere. No kidding. You know what's funny though? It's everywhere on the rock, but it's nowhere on the sand. So you won't find it on the sand. It's on all the rock pretty much. And I'm noticing that it's more prevalent on the Carib Sea rock. And I don't know if y'all been following Reef and maybe some other YouTubers that have actually expressed some concerns with this Carib Sea rock, but I'm starting to see why. I'm gonna try to push through it. I'm gonna do some rearranging in here. I've actually done a lot of changes in the sump area that I'll bring you to in a minute, but I just wanted to show y'all where this tank is at right now. I'm not too worried. The colors of the corals are looking good. It's just there's a lot of stuff covered with cyano, and right now I'm trying to just, feed the tank a lot of bacteria and see if maybe in a natural way I can get rid of it. But if not, I'm going to go with what I relied with all the time and I've never had an issue using, which is Chemiclean. I have no problem with using that and just preparing a big water change for when it's taken care of. All right, let me show you the bottom here. Here we are in the sump area, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be removing these 4 7-inch socks, and I'm gonna cut through. I kind of already started to kind of test it right there. Cut through this acrylic to make a large opening all the way to where this tube comes in, except of course I'm not gonna cut this because I feel like this is a brace for this sump, and then I'm gonna leave this part right here because I feel like it's sort of like Euro brace, right? So I will be cutting from this end to the other, all the way across, all the way to this, wherever this hole's at, to kind of leave this Euro brace too. And I'm hoping that the filter socks fit perfectly in here. I'm going to leave this wall up for sure, but I'm going to be cutting all this area out. I'm going to be actually draining this area out with all the water, because I know there's going to be plastic pieces that are going to be in the water, and so I'm going to drain it as much as I can, and then I'm going to use a wet vac to vacuum out the rest of the water that most likely will have a lot of plastic pieces in them. So alright, let me get to it. I'm going to set everything up, and then once I'm getting ready to cut, I'm going to show you how I cut it, because I know that that's one thing that I've been a little skeptical about, because I've never done this before, but after cutting that small piece right there, I feel pretty confident that I'll be able to do it right. So I'm gonna bring y'all along so that y'all are able to witness this and able to maybe learn something from this. All right, through the magic of YouTube, I'll be back in a few seconds for y'all, but for now I'm gonna pause it and I'll get back to y'all when I can. Now before we get to the good part, look at what came in today. I actually ordered this a while back and it's finally here. It is an Aqua FX RODI system called the Blue Fin. It's pretty much like a semi-commercial one, right? It actually produces 500 gallons per day versus the one that I have currently was connected, which was 200 gallons per day. So I'm excited to connect this one, especially because I decided to go for the one that comes in with the iResin filter. Anion, y'all gonna kill me for the pronunciation, and the Caction filter. So it is the ultimate way, I guess, to filter your water. I felt like I was running through my RODI resin, even though I changed the membranes recently, and yet I was still going through the DI resin. very quickly. So I'm not sure what it is that the water has. The next steps would probably be to see. But if this right here is the solution to where I don't have to change the DI resin as often, then I will be completely happy with it. All right, so I've gone ahead and cut the pipe. This is where I'm going to connect the other end of the Reefmat 1200 hose that it has. And for now, what I'm doing is emptying this area out with that Seashade Zero Gravity, I think is what it's called, pump that is supposed to pretty much remove most of the water and leave just a few millimeters, which will be perfect for what I'm trying to get done. So we'll get started in a minute on starting to cut this acrylic. Fun times. All right, this is where we're at. I've actually glued these pieces of pipe to my existing pipe, and this is where the other hose is going to screw into pretty much. And then I'm going to put some kind of adhesive to glue it. Not sure yet, we'll see. For now, we're about to use this to start cutting this acrylic. All right, I'm gonna show you just a little bit, and then that way you kind of see that it's not too bad, and I'm gonna then do the rest on my own. So you'll notice right there, it cut, and I gotta use both hands, to be honest, if I want to keep a straight line. So as much as I would love to show you, I'm not going to be able to, but I hope that gave you an idea that it's really not that bad. You know, you got to go slow. Definitely don't want to crack the acrylic, but I think it's definitely going to be a lengthy process, but in the end it's going to be worth it because I'll be able to use some fleece rollers. All right, I'll catch you in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the next day. Golly, what such a turn of event. So let me, I guess, show you what I've done so far, and then I'm gonna give you the bad news. I have a mess everywhere. So after cutting all this section out, as you can see, there's nowhere where the filter shocks go anymore. I ended up having to do additional cutting, as you can see right here, in order to be able to get both of these filter rollers to fit inside. Unfortunately, although I thought that cutoff area would be big enough for both, it was not. So I had to do additional cutting, as you can see right there too, in order to move this as far back as I could, and this one as forward as I could to be able to. But it became midnight and I was dead tired, plus my batteries needed to charge for the multi-tool. And then I decided, you know what, I have the pumps going, therefore this should be enough for the fish, and I'll get back to it, you know, this morning. Little did I know that apparently when I tried to get this thing to run, I did not have enough water last night. Therefore, that's why I was sitting leaving it for this morning, because I was going to have to connect the new RODI system in order to produce more water, because I had already packed up the old one, and I was like, yeah, you know what, we'll be good to the morning. What happened last night though is that when I turned the tank on with the water that I had, it would have been enough, but I did not notice that I had left that hose outside of the sump. Therefore, it drained all into the drip pan. I had luckily cleaned up in here to where I put everything hanging up so that in case something like that would happen, I would not have any electrical issues. But I forgot one power supply in the back of the sump, in the drip pan too, which I'm kicking myself in my ass today. What happened with that was that it went out. It of course took out the outlet, so nothing happened, but it controls the 2 power heads on that end. So there was only 2 power heads working overnight, none of them providing surface agitation. So I don't believe there was enough oxygen for the fish that caused this. And then this. It's so weird how it affected the pyramid butterflies. I can't find the third one, but I'm assuming it's somewhere dead in this tank. It also affected, I don't think you can see it from here, but under that rock back there, there is my mystery wrasse. I can't find my harlequin tusk. Under right here, you'll see the Japanese swallowtail angelfish female that was turning into male. And that's all I've been able to see. So right now, the 3rd pyramid butterfly is missing, and the harlequin tusk is missing. Now I'm kicking myself in my butt for not just pushing through it. Last night, you know, yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna keep working on this because I do got to get the filter to start producing more water so that I can essentially start running the tank, because that's all it's missing is water. I already have this plumbing right there where the two will come here, and each one will get its own filter roller, and then I'll power them on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is where I leave y'all. Honestly, this is very depressing. I'm very pissed off at myself, I'll be honest. Godly. All right, I'll catch you on the next one.